What's up guys, my name's Abraham Sandwich and today we're jumping into my smart shotgun build. Really quick, I think it's really important to understand why I built this character this way. When I was looking at doing a playthrough of this game, I knew that I didn't want to go stealth with the character because I wanted to make sure I could keep the video shorter so you didn't have to watch me stealth through a room for hours. So I decided I wanted to make the most aggressive, trigger-happy character I could. Also, I think it's important to mention that when I build characters, I don't want them to be hyper-focused down one tree that this is all they do is shoot with a shotgun. I want to make sure that they're diverse, they're fun to play with, and that I have some options on missions. So I might have made some choices that don't really make sense if I'm a technical shotgun build, but I made the choice because it made my experience more fun through this playthrough. Again, I am playing this on the hardest difficulty of the game to give you a perspective of the damage I'm dealing. Okay, so let's get into the attribute points, where they're assigned and why I did it. For this character, I decided to max out 3 of the main trees, and for this one, I knew that I wanted to do body, technical, and intelligence. The one that I've considered maybe changing over some other day is intelligence to switch it over to cool, so maybe I could take advantage of the cold blood tree. However, I found that going down intelligence definitely made my playthrough way more enjoyable. It also allowed me to access different cyberware. As for the remaining attributes that were left over, I decided to go into cool to take advantage of the movement speed increase at level 8 in ninjutsu. Another quick plus about having body and technical ability maxed out is there's literally no door you can't open and no car you can't steal. It's pretty nice. Okay, so now let's talk about the key perks that I think make this character function and work the best it does. One big difference you'll notice between this and my last character is the fact that I only have 78 perk points. If you're wondering where that big difference comes in considering they're the same level, it's really leveling up these trees and getting the extra perk points that come with them. I haven't played this character as much, so it's just not as many perk points. So let's start off with the Annihilation tree. As you can see, I didn't actually put points in these perks, and that's purely because I'm using a smart gun, which means I don't even have to aim, so there's no recoil to really deal with, so the idea of reducing recoil just doesn't make sense to me. As for the key perks, just like in my previous build, anything that can increase damage or crit damage, like hail of bullets, bulldozer helps, dead center, you get the point. Anything that increases damage, very important to grab. The one perk that drew me to this skill tree is right here, Speed Demon. You deal more damage the faster you're moving. I love the idea of clearing missions by full sprinting through rooms. It does take a little bit of work to get to Speed Demon, but it's a must in my opinion. Because this is the perk that kind of drove me towards this, every chance I can to increase my movement speed, I want to do so, like Blood Rush and Manic really help boost the movement speed. Next, under the Athletics tree, because I'm going in guns blazing, a lot of people are going to have their eyes on me shooting at me, so anything that increases health I usually like to grab, but also I want to make sure that I can reload and shoot while I'm sprinting and vaulting, so Divided Attention and Multitasker, again, some of my favorite perks. Also, since I'm going down the body tree, I really wanted to be able to make sure I could use some melee weapons for fun. In the future, I would love to invest and fill this tree because I think it's a ton of fun running around with a bat or, as I like, my pimp cane. Next, let's dive into technical ability. Here again, just like my last character, I unlocked the ability to craft everything and craft it for cheaper. The other one I added here was Field Technician, which is crafted weapons deal 10% more damage. I did this because my main gun is a crafted iconic gun, so I wanted to get the max amount of damage out of it. Also, under the engineering tree, I went with Lock and Load, because this is the only perk in this entire tree that affects smart weapons reload speed, which reloading your guns faster really helps. Next, in the cool tree under Cold Blood, I made sure to get the max amount of Cold Blood stacks because this increases movement speed, further helping my damage boosting while sprinting with the perk Speed Demon. Finally, under the Intelligence tree, I mostly just wanted to quick hack. I wanted to be able to hit some dudes with some stuff just for fun. This was purely for my playthrough to have a ton of fun with it. Honestly, I don't think you would need this for this build, but if you want to have some fun, have some diversity with your character, and you don't want to just use a shotgun the whole time, I think doing something like quick hacks is just a fun time. Next, let's dive into the weapons of choice. My first gun is this smart shotgun. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. This smart shotgun can be obtained once you beat the game. And I know that's probably not the best thing you want to hear if you're just starting a fresh account, but this one definitely is the best you can get in that category. I do still have the non-iconic version of this shotgun here, but as you can see, this does about 1500 DPS, whereas this one does 1800. There's a big damage boost here, so I'm sticking with this one because I've already beat the game. As you can see, this gun is broken good. It allows you to just clear rooms like none other, and with Speed Demon sprinting through the room, you deal more damage. This gun is the foundation of this build. It almost feels like you're cheating. It's so much fun. It really gives you the ability to do what I wanted to do, which is sprint through rooms, pulling the trigger, clearing it out. It's a blast. One of my favorite things about smart guns is being able to curve them around corners, so you can lock onto a ton of dudes and shoot away, and they'll lock on and go around walls. So lock onto this dude and get him before he can even see me. Next weapon I want to highlight is what I call my pimp cane. You get this after interrogating the Ripper Doc fingers. You only get one chance to get this, so make sure you grab it. It's pretty early on though. It's one of the fastest swinging blunt weapons out there, and it deals a ton of electrical and chemical damage, really stunning enemies and locking them down. It's pretty nice. One of my next guns of choice is actually one they just added with the new update. If you want that classic shotgun feel from video games, this is really the one you want to do. It also has increased knockdown, bleeding, and dismemberment chance. Another one of my favorite guns is the gold-plated baseball bat. This is a super fun one to just run around with, and the sound just gets me. After you start helping Johnny with his stuff, he introduces you to Carrie, and then you try to help put a band back together, and one of the band members throws this bat in some sand in their backyard. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. It's a fun one. One shotgun I did play around with for a while was the Crusher. This gun has a pretty decent rate of fire as well as a pretty large clip. My issue is it usually takes 2 shots of this gun to equal the damage of 1 shot of this one. One reason this gun is really good is because you have a really high chance to knock down people with the shotgun tree, so you can kind of stun lock people with this even though it's not doing as much damage. Lastly, because this is a smart shotgun build, there is the double barrel smart shotgun. This one's honestly really cool and allows you to do some crazy things with bending the bullets around stuff really well, but the reload speed and the rate of fire really just doesn't do it for me. Quick tip with your weapons, if you are going down the crafting tree, is to make sure you go into the upgrade tab and upgrade your guns to the max amount of damage they can do. As you can see, this shotgun for me doesn't do as much damage as it could be doing. You'll know you got it maxed out because it won't show up here anymore. Now let's go over cyberware. This is an area where I think it's really important to pay attention because it's easy to gloss over this stuff. First, let's start with the smart link. Paying the money and making sure you're getting the legendary variation gives you an extra crit damage and crit chance bonus, which I think is so important to this character, especially now that they nerfed the crit stacking in this game. Next, anything that can help your character stay alive longer I think is crucial, so getting the 60% health buff from the legendary skeleton is huge, and also because you have body level 20, you're able to get the second heart, which is just amazing that once you go down, it's going to instantly revive you, giving you 100% health. One thing that made going down the intelligence tree really nice was the fact that I have access to these 3 mods here. In this one specifically, it increases crit damage by 30%. Next, in my Kuroshi optics, I decided to actually just use 3 trajectory analysis here. Other characters I usually like to have the ability to threat detect and all that type of stuff, but with this character, because I'm sprinting through rooms, I just needed to kill them as fast as possible, so this made the most sense to me. And lastly, my cyber deck, I went with one that allows me to upload quick hacks faster, because with this character, faster is better. Again, this was just for me to have some fun with. Also, another quick tip, quick hacks have passives at legendary tiers. Some of these passives can help your character depending on what you're trying to build, so make sure to check those out. Another important one to me was the Synaptic Accelerator. Although I can't get the top tier because I'm not in the reflex tree, I think being able to slow down time even for 2 seconds to take out enemies before they can fully spot you really helps. Next, let's go over the clothing my character has on. Again, just like my last character, I pretty much put armor on everything except for the glasses. Here, I decided to go for just straight up crit damage because I'm not actually aiming at anybody, I'm just broadly shooting at them. So I'd rather just get a crit damage buff rather than a headshot damage bonus. Next, for my shoes, I got lucky enough to find a legendary tier 0 drag, which just increases my movement speed, allowing me to deal more damage with the Speed Demon perk. For my jacket, I got this for completing the main quest with the Aldecaldos. They give it to you, so that's how you obtain this. Next, I went with the black turtleneck, just like my last character. This can be found in the south side of Westbrook. For the headwear, I found this crafting spec at Jinguji. I think it's a pretty rare one to pop up, but if you find it, you make as many as you need. Also at Jinguji is where you get the glasses. Next, the pants can be found right at the edge of the Badlands at this clothing merchant here. You can also find the non-Aldecaldos chest piece here. Lastly is Johnny's shoes. This is something you'll pick up just through playing the game. One quick thing I want to touch on is if you like the look of this build, you want to try it out, I would say start with body. This is where you're going to get the health buff to stay alive and where you're going to get the damage boost out of your shotgun to make sure you can kill the enemies faster. My last one that I maxed out was intelligence. One of the nice parts about being a crafting character is that you're able to craft these health bounce back Mark 3s. The fact that they heal over a given period of time, it allows me to stay alive longer and just keep moving. Definitely a must in my book. Anyways, that pretty much wraps it up. I hope you guys did enjoy seeing this build. It's honestly one of my favorites to goof around with and have some fun. Let me know if this video helped you learn anything new about the game, or if you're thinking about building this yourself. I'll be down in the comments answering any further questions you guys may have. Also, I do have a full 24 episode playthrough with this build and this character, so you can really see me go from nothing all the way to where it is now. If you would like to see that, I would really appreciate the support. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.